Hello, Witchfolk. Welcome to our coven. We are angels on broomsticks. We're a mother-daughter duo. I'm Kristin.
And I'm Evangeline. And here on this channel, we see makeup as something that is fun, creative, magical, and definitely for everybody. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, definitely consider hitting that subscribe button. And today you're tuning into our Thursday series, which is witches, bitches, martinis, and makeup.
Where's my martini?
So we basically drink a cocktail, we talk about witchy and bitchy things, and we do our makeup at the same time. So cocktail today, I don't even know how to fully say this, but I found it online. It's a Mutticano. So it's a play on the Americano. It has Campari, vodka, orange juice, and soda. So it's like a little bit bitter, not too sweet. Super refresh. Super refresh. And what are we doing on our faces? What's on our faces?
Well, today we're going to play with the color blue because Melt came out with their blueprint palette and we didn't buy it. Guess why? Because we have the stack and that's good enough for us. The stack is very similar to the palette, but it's got brown and coppery and it's got the blue, deep blue, a shimmer, and a light blue that kind of cracked open and a...
Wait, it was there when you dropped that, oh God.
That's okay. It's okay. So that's what we're doing today.
Yeah, and so today we're also going to be talking about just sort of broadly talking about spells a little bit. A little bit about spells and magic.
We all need that in our lives right now, am I right?
Yeah, so it's like if you're curious what that is, if you're new or old to witchcraft and magic, definitely join in on this conversation, and if you want to see how we made these looks, keep on watching.
Alrighty.
I've already primed, because not to prime is a crime, with the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer.
Oh, you primed, yeah. Oh, you
I
really
primed, and with Charlotte.
I'm going to do Auric today again.
Give it another go.
I love the Auric now, I have to say.
Good.
Yep. I've grown to love you.
So what's new? You want to talk about Viggo Mortensen?
Yeah, I have a crush. I just listened to Dax Shepard podcast with Viggo Mortensen, and I love him. How am I going to meet him?
We're trying to figure it out, how she can meet him. He was my first, sexual crush.
And he's so old for you.
And I was in grade 5 at the time.
He's even older than me.
Yeah.
How will I meet Viggo?
Ooh, a spell.
Okay, we'll have to do the spell.
Spell.
I haven't had a crush in forever. And I know a celebrity crush is a lame crush. But still.
Actually, I know someone who met him. She's obsessed with Aragorn. And she has a tattoo of his sword and everything. And she bombarded him in a hallway. And he was
Aragorn?
kind of awkward. Yeah, that's from Lord of the Rings.
Ew.
Today, I probably said in the intro a little, we're going to talk a little bit about just basic, I'm going to call it Witchcraft 101. Let's just talk about what is a spell, what's a ritual, what is magic, So let's talk about spells. It's a big conversation, but I'm going to try and keep it simple. What is a spell? At the most basic premise, it is something, an action or a intent to bring about a specific outcome. So it's just kind of like asking the universe for what you want, and often doing like a little mini ritual with it, whether it's just like putting pen to paper, like you're trying to let go of something and then you light it on fire. That's a spell.
Is it like that stupid book that came out?
The Secret.
Yeah.
Okay, so we watched The Secret a long time ago, and I'm kind of curious to rewatch it because I feel like some of the premises might be the same, but I've been reading a lot about toxic positivity, and a lot of witch-related stuff, spells and rituals are very much rejecting toxic positivity, that very much you can just create the future you need, and you just need to stay positive and stay happy, and that's going to solve all your problems. Do you remember The Secret much?
Yes. It's like, I want a bike. I got a bike.
I remember something about
a bunch of money. I got a bunch of money. Yeah. Oh, a vision board.
Yeah. But I kind of want to rewatch it, see how much of it is similar to spell work. Because definitely there is that idea. You put what you want out into the universe. So my friend, kind of recently-ish, she did a spell, an infatuation spell. Which might be kind of a bad thing. I don't know. But she was in the midst of a she sort of had broken up with her girlfriend recently, and then she did a spell for her ex specifically. She took a candle, she took a rose quartz, she took pictures, because she just wanted to, hook up with someone, get over the breakup. And then the day after, like, he messaged her, hadn't talked in years, they ended up hooking up, but he ended up writing her songs, hounding her. It kind of backfired on her, because it was like, she kind of probably
Well, that's
asked
the whole
for the
thing.
wrong
Be careful
thing.
what you wish for.
Exactly.
The monkey's paw, or your son could come back
What's that?
with his head severed.
What?
Well, you know the play The Monkey's Paw,
No.
where it's a couple, they find a monkey's paw or somehow, and you can make 3 wishes or something.
Okay.
Anyway, something happens where their son gets in an accident, and then they wish for him alive, so he comes back alive, but pray the accident.
Oh,
So he's all,
no.
yeah. It's, yeah.
Okay. So something you do have to do if you are like engaging in any sort of spell work or manifesting or asking the universe what you want is you do have to sit down with yourself and ask yourself, why do you want these things? If it's money, sure, there's nothing wrong with asking for money, but it's like, do you want money because you just want to be on a yacht and be some snobby rich person, or do you want money because you just want to be comfortable because you
all
don't want to
need
worry
money.
about money?
Yeah.
Some people want it for the wrong reasons, I think.
Money's a basic. Viggo Mortensen isn't.
Yeah, he's going to be a hard one. The lady I always talk about, Pam Grossman, she has her book, Waking the Witch. And in it, she talks about a spell she did when she was a teenager. Like a very, very young teenager. And it was one of those things when you have that girl who's kind of your enemy only because she's kind of cool and popular or whatever. She did a spell for enemies, and she like took some of the practices out of like an old medieval book or something, and she used a pot of boiling water and certain ingredients and put the girl's yearbook photo in it. The next day the girl showed up with boils all over her face. Apparently she had fallen asleep in the sun and like had some oil on her face and totally erupted in boils. And then after that, she was like, oh God, I'm not going to do that kind of spell work again.
How come?
Because it's evil, unless it's towards
I'm
Donald
just
Trump.
joking.
I like that she shared that because that was kind of interesting.
I never had an enemy, like a girl enemy in high school.
I know in like middle school.
Like I had them
definitely
now,
had
but
them.
I don't have them.
Who?
Well, I can't say. Actually, I don't have them now, but I'm more likely to have them as an adult.
Oh my God. What?
Nothing.
I'll save my blush till last, and I'm gonna move on to eyes.
Okay. I'm going to create a batwing eye. Batwing. What's that? Boop. Yeah, so I'm going to do it with shadow instead of like a liquid eyeliner because shadow is more forgiving. I can map it out, and then if something goes wrong, then I'll just smoke it out. So
I'm not gonna do the liner today, but I'm gonna do sort of a liner-ish shape and focus a lot of the pigment on the outside edges, I think.
I think I'm going to just sort of like map out where I want my wing, put a little dot or something, just so I know where to go.
That's always a good idea. Or just like map it out with a very, very lighter color is a good idea. I've been reading this book by Sarah Faith Gottessteiner, and it's a book about working with moon cycles. So like working with full moon and new moon, waxing, waning moon energy. It's sort of like almost like therapy, this book. It's very much just like digging deep in your psyche and just kind of really about doing the work. It's not just about like, oh, ask for a spell and this is going to happen. It's committing to doing work and examining the way your emotions go up and down, life goes up and down, accepting all that because you're working with the moon, which is very cyclical. Anyway, you know what I did this new moon?
No.
Just like about a week and a half ago?
No.
I did this thing where you write things you want to happen in like a statement like it's already happened, like I am rich or something. But you know what I wrote down? I am going to win Katie Jane Hughes Academy and we're going to get a bunch of new Instagram followers. I did.
Guess what happened?
So I've been doing Katie Jane Hughes Academy for like since October or something. And I never like fully won yet. And I won on the best day possible because I won her brush set. So, anyway, I just want to share that because
That's
I
a
realized
big deal, by the way. People who don't know Katie Jane Hughes.
I'm so excited about it. But I wrote it down. I'm going to win it.
And she did. And it was the day also of her academy that you were going to like, I don't think I'll do it.
It's like, I don't feel like
I'm so tired of losing every week.
See, that's my negative mindset getting in the way of my, yeah. Do you ever, have you ever like witnessed toxic positivity and love and light?
I don't know. I'd like you to talk a little bit more about toxic.
Okay, I feel like I've experienced it a couple times. Once when I was like hanging out with really hippie people, when I was like 19, 20, I found as much as they seemed to be open-minded, it was very much just about like, oh, you have to live in the light all the time. How do I explain this? But a lot of these people were like abusive people. A lot of them had a lot of misogynistic views, which I just discovered later as I grew. But it was all just like, life is about sunshine and you know that kind of mindset?
Yes.
I've had workplaces like that where it's just like, we're a team. We're all
And if you have to keep reminding yourselves that you're not a team.
Yes,
If you have to keep reminding yourself like everything, then you're not actually it.
Yeah, I agree. Like, teamwork makes the dream work. I've heard that so many times, and it was just like, but you're ignoring like way bigger issues happening. So a lot of witchcraft is examining your dark sides, examining your subconscious mind, trying to engage with that, whether it's through tarot or doing spells and trying to figure out, why am I doing a spell? What are my emotional blockages? What are things I need to let go of to move on with my future? Okay, I'm gonna map this out.
Can I just explain what I just did? I looked at myself in the mirror and I looked where my head goes and I just created a line, and then as you can see, it bat wings out naturally, right?
Because bat wings are really good for hooded eyes, because it can almost like cheat that you have like a full connected wing when your eyes are like open.
But problems include your eyes are all wonky different shapes, right?
Okay,
especially when you're sleeping on one side because somebody's snoring or some big fluffy dog is being the big spoon and you don't want to smell him, and you know, so you just stuck on the one side and then your eyes go all wonk.
Okay, I was going to talk about two instances of like magic and spell work and ritual that happen every day. We just don't even think about it. Blowing out birthday candle. It's a spell because you're like asking the universe what you want. A lot of our holidays, of course, like getting together, doing the same things at the same time every year, having a ritual sacrifice. We put the bird on the table or the lamb or whatever you eat. What goat?
The goat that we whip around.
Oh, from Lupercalia?
Yeah.
No, but I mean like nowadays. We all eat turkeys and shit.
Oh,
that's right. Fucking ritual, like pagan ritual sacrifice, you know? The way like teams will have their pre-game ritual and all get together and often say the same thing. I had that with my band before every show. We'd go in the bathroom.
Nothing more ritualistic than sports.
Magic is like listening to a song you love, and you know when you're listening, especially like in headphones, and it gives you shivers. We were talking about staring at fire
and the ocean.
What was the context of it? Someone was like not into it. We're like, we love to stare at fires.
Oh, it was Miranda.
Oh yeah.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, she's like, I can't stare at the fire any longer. We stared at it for hours. We're like, we love to do that. That's very much a grounding ritual, calming. Okay, so that's the basic mapping. I'm gonna blend now.
Just trying to get it pointy, man, and then you just keep winging it out. Since it's shadow, I just give it an ombre point, right? Boop.
Yeah.
Oh, I like it. This is amazing. Once when you were a baby, not really baby, but like we had a witchcraft store in our neighborhood.
Yeah, the Wicca shop?
The Wicca shop. And I went there and I wanted my mojo back.
Oh, yeah?
So I asked him, it was a Wiccan man, warlock. What do you call him?
Well, it depends if he was like an actual Wiccan, which is a religion, or let's just call him
he was a clerk. A store clerk.
a store clerk.
But he had the spell for me.
What did he say?
He made me an essence that I would put on the top of my head, at my heart, and on the bottom of my feet.
Oh, wow.
Oh, and my mojo did come back. And it was a curse.
Why did you want your mojo back? Do you remember?
Well, anybody wants their mojo back. Like,
it was like after your kids were a bit older and...
Well, you were in school and I needed something.
Was it?
And my mojo came back too much.
Too much. Well, so did you do that spell? Like
I did it every day. I put the thing on top of my head, at my heart, and on the bottom of my feet.
I can't believe you've never told me this.
Oh, I have all kinds of like belief systems where I believe in weird rituals, and I'm very superstitious, but I'm not religious per se.
No. Wow, I never really thought of you as a superstitious person at all.
Yeah. Not like cats crossing your path.
Yeah. I actually love when a black cat crosses.
Oh, I'm loving what I'm doing. I'm just adding the gold. So in this, there's these little pots together. Like this is a matte brown and this is like this gold shimmer.
Spells often work with like correspondences. So he probably blended specific oils and scents. I bet there was some rose in there. Maybe some yang or whatever.
Yeah, there was definitely that.
Ylang.
Yeah.
I can never fucking say that.
Yeah.
Ling.
There was definitely yelling.
Because I think these correspondences, well, you can think of like even just colors. Like what colors make you feel like if you walk into a red room, there's a very different feeling than a blue room. So you work with those. I think it's also opening yourself up to like seeing the world as more than just coincidences. You know, when cool stuff kind of happens, instead of just dismissing it as coincidence, you actively choose to think of it as something more. There's been so many times like you've told me about like you were just thinking of someone you haven't even thought of in 10 years and then they like call you that day.
This happens to me all the time. You know what happens to me a lot too?
What?
I'll be reading a word, or like that one time I was playing a game of Scrabble, Scrabulous online, and on TV, my letters did T. Reznor. Then they were talking about Trent Reznor.
Yeah, that was weird.
It was just the weirdest thing. But I think about a person and then they come, or like I run into them or something.
And the most random people.
Yeah.
It was like the time I was a child and we were in the car and you asked me, guess who I ran into today? And I just confidently said, the woman who gave me Millie.
That's her teddy bear.
My teddy bear from when I was a baby. And I've never even, I don't remember meeting this lady.
She never met her.
I just, the woman who gave me Millie. Yes, I did run into her.
That was her.
Who we hadn't seen in years and I'd never met. Like, just weird stuff like that is very much picking up on some intuition and some like bigger thing happening. I think it's more than just a coincidence a lot of the time. So I'm just sort of cleaning this up a little bit, refining the shape.
I need to probably refine too, but I think it's going to look really good with the single, I'm planning on putting on single lashes.
On camera or off?
Or on camera.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. We'll be right back. We're just going to shape things up a little. I need a hunch, you know.
Hunch. Okay, bye.
Okay.
We're back. We had a disaster.
We did our mascara off camera and you were going to do your single lashes when?
Single lashes when I brought this over that I bought at Sephora. Can you even see these? You can't. We can't see them either. They barely exist.
The longest ones are the length of my lower lashes. And you try and pull them out and they break apart. They're for someone who doesn't have eyelashes at all. That's what they're for.
I don't have luck with... What are you doing? Contouring.
Well, what are you doing? Are you going to bronze?
I'm going to bronze. I did my blush It matches my hair.
Yeah, I just contour here and try and make a jaw, which does not exist. And then a little on the end of the nose. This is like a really just quick job. But yeah, those lashes are garbage. I think you could only use them in a lower lash line look if you wanted to flesh out your lower lashes.
My friend Jeho, she gets her lashes put on.
Does she?
Yeah. Is that a thing anyone else does?
Let us know in the comments down below. Wow, the sunshine's coming in. Uh-oh. And do you hear that water?
It's the rain melting.
Okay, what else do I have to say about magic? I don't know. Just I feel like it's something you have to put yourself in the way of. Find ways to see life as magical because it's a lot more interesting.
It's true because I think the last year we've all been in a downer mode.
Yes.
And like every disaster that has happened can happen. It's really depressing.
Yeah.
It's like anytime something good happens, I'm like, oh, it's going to be balanced out with something shit. And anytime something shit's going to happen, it's like, oh, I'm on a shit streak.
Yeah, I know. Like, I feel like with spring especially, it's such a magical time. It's all about like getting outside again. That's such a magical moment. If you live somewhere with winter, you know those first signs of spring. This year, embrace it. It reminds me of that line from How to Be Single. Do you remember that movie?
Yeah.
And she has to learn how to be single, and then at the end she's like on New Year's Eve doing that hike and she's alone and the sun hits and she says something about just like putting yourself in the way of these situations, like actively making sure you experience these things, that you choose to see life magically. Look at this ray of sunshine coming in. Magical.
And there's a cat sleeping by the window.
What's a magical moment for you? I saw someone on TikTok post about, instead of triggers, what are glimmers? Like little things every day that make you feel good. So I've been trying to pay attention to my glimmers.
I gotta say, when I came into this place that we're in, your loft, the smell was amazing. She warned me it was gonna smell like hot dogs and puberty. I don't know.
Because
it smelled like camping.
Because I had my friend went camping and his tent is drying out because it's wet and it smells like hot dogs. But
hot dogs.
She thought it smelled
delicious. It just like smoke and like, but not cigarette smoke, which is never good. It smelled like summer.
Yeah, true. It is a summery smell. It's not really a wintry smell.
No, because nobody camps in the winter except her boyfriend.
Okay, I'm really going blushy. If you're wondering, it's part of the look. Okay, people?
She always goes blushy. Lips?
Yeah, lips. I can't find Endless Cacao. Has she left the building? I hope not. The sunshine.
I have my Endless Cacao, but I've got a cold sore.
I'm not gonna share then. So I'm using Wherever Walnut by Makeup Forever instead.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, Endless Cacao is one of those things like Desert Island, Butter Bronzer, Thrive Mascara for me, and Nars Soft Matte Concealer. These are the products I love, 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 love.
Yeah, I like it. I don't know if you guys noticed earlier, but it was a hot mess. Or not even hot. It was a mess.
What was a hot mess?
My eyes, when I was mapping it out, it was bad. But see, everything comes together at the end. This is one of those looks where if I relax, it's even, but then like this eyebrow just loves to go up and...
Well, you can't help that. They're sisters, not twins.
They're not even sisters.
They're feuding neighbors.
This one eyebrow can go up, but not the other. Anyway, I definitely encourage you guys all to look at ways you maybe do some little bits of spell work and ritual in your everyday, your cup of coffee in the morning. You know, that's a cute little ritual.
Find your glimmer.
Find your glimmers, I agree. Because we don't talk about that enough. We don't talk about good things enough. You look at the news.
But we don't want to be toxic with our positivity.
No. So also explore your shadow and be dark.
Yeah. Explore your shadow. I love it.
Yeah, that's what we say.
Okay.
We say in the witchcraft community. Anyway, that's it for today. Yeah, let us know in the comments down below any little glimmers that you have. We'd love to hear about them. Until next time, bye, witches. How'd I go so low?